Hello, and welcome to One, the single session blog where we talk about all things connected to single session therapy, one of my favorite things to talk about in the world. Don't judge me. I am coming to you today from the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe, right on the shores of beautiful Lake Ontario here in Ontario, Canada. So I'm excited for today because we're going to get into it a little bit. We're going to get into like the meat of what it means to do single session therapy from a mental health perspective. So one of the things, and we're going to have to kind of take a little bit of a deep breath here because it's going to require some paradigm shifting. It is okay. Let's expand and stretch a little bit. It has to do with the idea of what are we doing in single session therapy, especially in the context of a mental health walk-in clinic. So the reason that this is going to take a little bit of time, it's okay, you can digest it, is because what we're trying to do in one session of therapy is actually very different than what we try to do in 12 sessions or 15 sessions or even 6 sessions of therapy. And I'll tell you why. So in long-term therapy, we kind of have long-term goals. We sort of have these big things, and a lot of times, a lot of the treatments, a lot of the models involve like a stepwise progression where there's homework and there's things that you do over a period of time to get to where people want to go. This is totally fine, but of course doesn't work if you're only seeing people once. Because in that one time, how do you know that you're giving people the right homework? You're not going to know, and you're also not going to go in the future because you don't even know if they're going to come back. So to do single session therapy well from a clinical perspective, you have to let go that our job or that the purpose of doing single session therapy is to solve people's problems. I know, it's really difficult to wrap our heads around. This is why sometimes people think or criticize single session therapy for being a band-aid approach, because the idea is we're only doing like a little bit of problem solving and we're not actually addressing the main issue. But the whole thing is, why would we even try? People are absolutely right. In 60 minutes, there is no way that we are going to solve all of the problems that people have likely or possibly experienced their whole entire life. Why should we try? Why would we waste our time and energy on problem solving? This is a very significant distinction clinically. It means that we are then probably not going to be doing things like psychoeducation. We're probably not going to be doing things like teaching people how to breathe, because those are all connected to problem solving. Instead, and this is very, sometimes it's difficult to kind of chew and integrate, but what we're actually trying to do is we are trying to build capacity in our clients so that they can solve their own problems outside of the session. We are not trying to solve the problems for them. I'm going to say it again. We are trying to build a person's capacity, sense of confidence, sense of self-worth, access to internal and external resources so that they can solve their own problems when they are not in front of us. This is very different, and this can be very challenging for those of us who are fixers. Me included. I have 3 kids. I am a total fixer. I want to fix things. But in this model and in this context, it is just not possible. So what we need to aim to do, and we do it in very specific ways that we will likely touch on later on, is we invite people into an experience where they actually have the capacity, the ability, the autonomy, and their own expertise to solve whatever is going on or to manage whatever is going on with them. I know this is a little bit difficult to integrate and to wrap our head around, so we're going to talk about it even more 2 weeks from now. Take care.